Thanks for joining us for another episode on government. Now, I said that I would talk about the economy on this one, but I've got a little bit of a different twist that I'd like to throw in there, where instead of talking about the economy right now, I'd like to go into how the government went from just protecting us, like I explained last time, to going through all sorts of different programs and really starting to have much more of an effect on people's daily lives rather than just protection. So, where we left off was where, people were gathering together, they become specialized in their products, and they start giving out money to an organization, pooling their money into an organization to protect them. So as soon as you have a society which is stable and protected, many other people are going to come into it to also partake of that protection. And so the more people you have coming in, the more products you have. The more products you have, the more taxes you're getting, and the more people, the more taxpayers. Makes sense, right? So you've got much more money into this pool of government. So when they've got a big army and they've got all these different resources to protect them, other people aren't going to mess with them. Other countries aren't going to mess with them, but more and more tax dollars keep coming in, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And so with very good intentions, these government officials say, well, let's use this money for something else now. Let's start looking at some of the different things in society and see what we can do to improve it. So they start looking at the homeless and they say, well, let's give them homes. Let's start looking at the poor and giving them money. Let's start looking at the people who are starving and give them food. These are all very good intentions, but you can quickly see how this became a huge problem. All of a sudden, people who are working are thinking, well, if I don't work, and I go be homeless, then the government will give me a house, so why would I work? And this thing that was at very first a very good intention becomes exploited by the public, and even becomes to a certain extent exploited by the politicians, because their primary purpose is to get reelected. In a government where you have votes, and they want to be reelected, and most of the population doesn't even know who they are. I mean, do you know who your congressmen are? They have to buy votes. And so they say, okay, well, I'll give these people houses, I'll give this group of people some different monies and programs that will benefit them, and they'll keep voting for me. This is really where the government started to become very intrusive in other people's lives. And that's a big thing to keep in mind whenever delving into government, whenever really examining the different politics. And that's where real politics comes into play, and that's where the deceit comes in and stuff like that. And we'll get into that further in some different videos. Thanks for watching.